This thing is the granddaddy of the synthesizer. The electronic keyboards that we have today that emulate all the musical instruments, it's all on here and it's all real.
If you break it down, the console is the equivalent of your controller or keyboard.
You have a set of voices here for the top manual called the solo. That stops here. You have all of these tabs control the accompaniment, which is the bottom keyboard. Then over here on your far left, you have the stops that the pedals play with the feet.
The pipe chamber is the equivalent of your sound module. They are two very distinct pieces, and today's synthesizers are designed pretty much in the same way. You've got the controller or the keyboard, and you've got the sound module, which generates the sounds electronically or sampled. However, this is all live, but it's the same concept. Pipe organs all operate on wind or air. There's a blower that generates the air pressure, what they call wind, which is fed through large pipes up through to the chamber where the pipes are located. When the organist plays the keyboard or the pedal board, that's basically just nothing more than a simple doorbell. When he pushes the key, it makes a contact close, which opens a valve under the pipe, and the air is let into the pipe and the pipe speaks. It's as simple as that.
Besides the pipes, it also has practically every orchestral instrument attached to it, so one person can do the work of an entire orchestra. Wurlitzer and other manufacturers call them traps, or more popularly known as toy counters, because they had things like snare drums, bass drums, horses' hoofs. You could imitate the sound of a galloping horse. You had klaxon horns, ogle horns, bird whistles, tambourines, castanets. You know, we could go on and on and on. And the tune percussions, why you had sleigh bells, glockenspiels, marimbas, xylophones, and all of these were the real instruments. When I want a snare drum, all I have to do is hit one. I've got a snare drum up in that chamber, or a live snare drum that will play. And there's tambourines for Spanish music, castanets, ticking clocks, tom-toms. You have westerns, and cowboys and Indians. You have the glockenspiel, the real instrument. On this side, you have a little metal bar chrysoglot harp. And the hammers are felt covered, and they're striking metal bars to make that sound. You have the xylophone, sleigh bells, and chimes. For silent film effects, if we have a lot of cars in a silent film, we need to have a car horn. And if we have a train, fire alarm, we have a person who rings the doorbell. They're all the real instruments, folks. They're not imitations. Unfortunately, a lot of classical organists still look down on theater organists, and I think with a bit of jealousy, because they can't do this, because most theater organists who are educated and have those techniques can play classical music as well as popular music, theater or jazz, anything, where a lot of classical organists have no concept of how to play